Do you never watch Fish Addictions TV?
No.
So I'm a killer, Thor.
That's what I meant. I'm not. Jim and I have only kissed.
We all hope to have the bush at some point in our life, whether it's on the water or not.
Intense.
Like a goddamn circus fire.
And now, coming at you live from the Fish Addiction Studio, your hosts, Mike Olson and Thor Skoy, with Fish Addictions, The Real Talk. Now we are.
What's up, friender buddies?
Friender buddies.
Hey guys, this is Fish Addictions, The Real Talk. It's been a little bit since we've been on. We've been busy. We had Easter. We had Erie.
Erie.
We had Erie.
Can you put your headphones on that you made me wire?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
I was just so excited.
I know.
We've been sitting here for like 15 minutes waiting to get on.
Yeah. My bad for picking a start time. That's on me.
I don't like to be tied down. You know this.
You guys know everybody that's on here tonight. We've got Travis and Thor and myself, Mike, and we've been talking about this for a long time. Is it not close enough for you, Travis?
That is
I'm
so
sorry.
much better.
Well, we just got back from a crazy trip to Erie, and Thor has a whole schedule for us tonight. So ask those questions so we don't have to follow Thor's schedule.
Itineraries.
I'm not good with itineraries.
It's not like a schedule. It's just there's like 4-ish things that I want to talk about during the podcast.
I mean, he literally just gave us a list of things to talk about.
You've become like a good wife to me, Thor. It's really good.
I hope your actual wife is listening.
She probably is.
So,
hi, Shan.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mike can't mute his phone. Off to a great start.
What? You know what?
Wait, were you taking your case up with?
I opened the case to mute the phone to appease.
You don't just have a button. You can just you're taking your whole case off. I don't. You iPhone users.
A friend.
Don't be a player hater.
Tinder,
Be a congratulator.
Swipe left. No, so it was something that happened in Erie. A friend or buddy. What's up there, friend or buddy?
Friend or buddy.
Okay, so it starts off with.
Shoot, heck yeah.
Well, but the friend or buddy conversation started earlier because some people have friends, but everybody has
No,
buddies.
the conversation went like this. I mean, most people have very few friends.
Yep.
Tons of buddies. That's me.
Right. Me too.
I have very few, like, real, true, good friends.
Right.
Tons of buddies.
And Mike drove us 18 hours to Port Clinton, Ohio. You went from explaining the difference between a friend and a buddy
And then
to answering a phone call and immediately I'm with my buddy
foot in
in
mouth.
Ohio.
Somebody's like, who you in Ohio with? I'm like, oh, my buddy.
Like you immediately.
And Mike's
were
like, oh, that stings.
Like,
That is, ouch.
glad I let you drive my pickup for 9 hours in the middle of the night. Thanks.
That was a blessed experience. Thanks for allowing that. I would have not rather slept.
You didn't have to drive. He asked every time. He said, "Hey Travis, do you want to drive?"
I was like,
Yeah,
do you
but-
mind to
but you
drive
can't-
after you just got done?
You know what that
sleeping
is,
2
though?
hours?
You know what that is, though? It's like your wife being like, are you hungry?
Oh, crap.
Are you-
I think
It was one of those things where I was doing this the whole way. Like,
I was literally out of stuff to talk to Mike
Yeah.
about. I was making him talk about fly fishing, and he hates fly. Like I was out of stuff to talk about. I was trying my hardest because I was not tired, but I'm also not driving Mike's truck and boat.
Me and Shan drove down
Twin Cities.
to Iowa to pick up our dog. And I don't know. We're getting pretty close to Council's Bluff. And I totally
it's
fell
Council
asleep.
Bluffs.
Council Bluff? Sorry.
Council Bluffs.
Sorry.
The Bluffs
Anyway,
is
so
for the council.
I like
It's not.
rumble strip my truck. And it woke us both up.
Well,
Thank
that's
the
nice.
Lord. I mean, that's why they're there, right? She's like, holy smokes. She's like, you hit the rumble strips. I'm like, I know. We were both sleeping. What are you doing?
This man, like we're not on podcast number 19.
You're like the kid in the basement playing Fortnite. Like, put your phone down.
Like,
I'm trying to share it on my personal page
This is
that
our-
we're up and rolling.
this is our 19th podcast. Doesn't mute the phone.
Mike's shooting himself in the
Just
foot.
starts playing
now.
videos.
Whatever.
You're gonna get dropped down to buddy stage again. Keep it
I
up.
already was, apparently.
I have requested to not be elevated to friends.
Thor,
this year.
Thor doesn't want that responsibility.
Well, I'm
Thor
not-
doesn't like chains. He doesn't want to be tied down.
No. I want to be your friend. I want to. But at this point, I don't.
I don't think it's that honorable. I don't
Well,
think-
but it kind of is because if I'm your, if we're friends, then when I do something stupid with my truck, like I do like every 3 years,
slew it.
yeah, I can call you and be like, hey, Travis, I'm in a pickle here. Can you come help me out? And you'd be like, yeah, I'll be right there. But like, I don't have a way to return any favors yet. It's like I'm not ready to be upgraded to like full on friend status.
It's like I just can't.
I don't have a trailer you can borrow. I don't have a shop you can park
Which
something
is the
in.
worst thing about owning trailers because nobody has trailers apparently.
Right. So, okay. No, Hayden, sitting across the room. The haircut is not tonight.
Hey, hold on.
Next week.
Who else remembers that Thor? I want to show this real quick. So Thor said we get 30,000 subscribers. He cuts his hair. So I bring out the cutter because he didn't specify what I could or couldn't cut him with. I brought it to show everybody so everybody gets excited. We got a sheep shears. This is what it's happening with, boys and girls. You're
I know,
getting
but we didn't
sheep
promote
shears.
it.
It does. We don't have to do it tonight, but this is
Right.
what it's
I
happening
know,
with right
but-
here.
But I'm getting called out in
I
the
mean,
chat.
look at how huge this thing is.
I'm getting called out by the chat. I, mean,
I
we
hope
could-
I don't cut your ear off with this thing, but hey, if it happens, it happens.
Actually, you got an outlet handy?
Yeah.
I could go for a couple swipes quick. Just like one down each side so my sunglasses fit my head again.
H car is amped for this right now. 31.4 subs. Now Thor gets his haircut right now. Let's go.
You want to know who H Car is?
I hope it's your father.
It's Hayden. He's sitting right there. He's literally in the room with us, egging this on.
And he does look amped. I'm glad that I can be in his living room pretty much. Like,
I mean, chat is saying not to cut my hair.
Who? Sean?
Sean,
Quiet, man.
he doesn't want to work with me bald.
he doesn't want to apply sunscreen to the top of your head every morning.
Oh boy.
Now that is a friend or buddy position right there.
I think that's a buddies only. I don't think you want your friends rubbing sunscreen on you. So let's wind it back just a little bit. So we get back from April. The episode dropped yesterday. You can check it out on our YouTube channel.
That's pretty wild.
As of yesterday,
I still have an image in my head of Sean rubbing your head every morning so you don't get sunburned.
okay. So back to the podcast. As of yesterday, I finally didn't feel pain in my dormant abdominal muscles from laughing while we were in the boat. Because, guys,
It was just all good.
riding in a tiller boat, A, gets a little sporty. And B, when you have Travis sitting next to you, like, it doesn't matter if you're wearing sunglasses or not. Like, the wind's not what's making you cry. It's literally, you're laughing so hard that you're
Oh, man.
crying. You can't do anything but try not to fall out of the boat because you're laughing. Or
It was
fall
a
on
good
the floor.
time. I don't intentionally be the funny guy. It's just, it's probably just been a coping mechanism my entire life.
I mean, it helped that we were putting an absolute beating on the fish, and like everybody
yeah.
was in a crazy good mood. And
But it started at
it started before we even left.
It was-
When Travis found out that we were bringing a tiller. Well, it goes all the way back because you're a tiny bit nervous about big water. to
Tiny
begin
bit.
with.
Hey, you don't have to dumb this down. I almost didn't go. Like, you sent me a boat that, I'm just not a big boat guy. I don't know anything about boats. I don't know how stable they are. And you sent me a boat in my brain. I'm like, does that thing have an oar on each side? Like, what is this? What are we? Where's the windshield? Like, we're going to the ocean pretty much to go fishing, and we're gonna take the freaking tiller. What now?
Oh,
I feel very safe in that boat. That boat actually blew my mind because
he spent the whole trip on the way there talking himself into the boat. Like
I would get out when we'd fuel up, and I'm like, "Oh, that's it back there, huh? Really?"
Mind you, we took a 20-foot tiller with a 250 on it,
Which goes way too fast. Like it just goes way too fast. Like why do you need a boat that goes almost 60 miles an hour that you're controlling with a rocker switch? Like I turn my lights on my side by side. Like
because you had Suzuki Pro Mike Olson.
Oh, there it is.
That did not take very long to come out.
And that's not going to be the only time.
No.
You got Suzuki Pro Mike Olson. He's literally this is in his.
What was
DNA.
I on the trip?
Can drive
Suzuki
anything.
Pro Mike Olson, Dad,
Papa.
Papa. I mean, I got these two doofuses, Tweedledee and Tweedledee, trying to put up boards and never even seen one before.
We learned.
I mean,
It's not our fault.
well, I tried to give you the run.
It is 100% my fault that I'd never fished boards before. I've had that opportunity and chose not to take it.
Gosh, it's one of those things that's like very intimidating, but very easy. Were you very intimidated right away?
No, I mean, there's just like, by the end of the weekend, it was fine, or by the end of the time we were out there, it was fine. But like
The first,
you don't want to be the guy that's like dragging a fish around the lake because you clip the wrong ends up, or you don't want the board to be 40 feet out from your boat and it flopping around and wrecking
At one
everything
point,
else.
there was a board running weird for a half hour. And Trav, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's a fish on there. And we grab it, and Trav's like, what's the longest you've ever pulled a fish around? And I'm like, this one.
yeah, that was and it was tangled in like 3 other lines. That was probably, but by the end of the weekend, you were only, Travis and I were setting the left-hand boards. You were setting the right-hand port and starboard for those of you who are nautical. And you were only beating us by like a board. And our line was usually pretty straight. I mean, it took a little tinkering from you at the end, but like it got straight. And the last day that we were fishing, I think you called 18 of the boards, and
Yeah, because you guys were like
the other 3 of us
super pumped that
7.
you called the first 2 boards of the day, and then like after that,
Well,
it
then
was
you
like,
honed in, Mr. Competitive. You're like, this is not happening. No.
Also,
You went full dad mode. Like, you're never going to beat me up. I'm your dad.
I had to, because if I wouldn't have, we'd still be hearing about it now, just like I am about Suzuki Pro Mike Olson.
Suzuki. You almost sounded like Big Fish Rick there.
Ooh.
We're driving a 250 Suzuki.
Which pretty dad mode.
Hey,
Here's
Fred.
Hey, Fred, here, buddy.
No. Here's what happened with the dad
Dusty
mode
just
thing.
came on.
Dusty. Where's he at?
He just commented dad mode.
Yeah, I like it. So here's what happened. Us 4 are jamming through. I don't know. What were they? 4 footers?
BDR caught some fish.
So
what's BDR?
I mean, it's an old nickname from my native land.
Your wife gave you.
Yeah. We'll get to BDR in a minute. Stay tuned. So here's where the dad came out. So that awkward moment when your dad's mad and he's gonna smack you in the back of the head if you say something wrong. I mean, we've all been in this experience. So
I feel like you need to walk this back a little bit, set it up a little bit more.
No. So we're bombing across the water. What were they? 4 footers?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Run it back just a tish. We got set up. So we skipped the morning bite because the lake was rough.
It was crazy rough.
The lake laid down.
Yep.
So we went out on the lake. None of us could stand in the boat except for Mike. Only one with sea legs.
Suzuki Pro.
Suzuki
That's
Pro.
why Mike can
Olson,
stand. Suzuki Pro
standing
Mike
in the
Olson.
boat like a
I'm
champ.
taking this hat off.
The lake starts to pick up, and we all think, all right, we're headed home.
You couldn't even see the boards.
Yeah. Okay, so I
The
thought I
waves are
made it
rolling.
clear to you guys we were going to search. Okay, so the lake picks up. It gets
I
back
knew what
to
we were
about 4 feet. And I thought I made it clear to you guys that we weren't done fishing. It wasn't dark yet. So we were going to go further onto the lake. And like I start going.
This is a
And
great idea for a
Travis-
novice boat person
Travis
like
has-
myself.
Travis has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know that I can hear him, and I hear him look at Thor and be like, "Are we going the wrong way?"
And it's like, I mean, I know where we came from because, you know, people that aren't real big fans of boats always know where they launch from because they're like, oh, I could swim there if I had to. I couldn't have swam there. It was freezing cold. Freezing.
There was no point beyond leaving the launch that you were swimming back. to where
No,
you launched
God,
from.
no.
And then
So,
all
I mean, how big were the waves on the way back?
3.5, 4. I mean, and through the chutes and stuff that we were going through, maybe no.
8-footers. 8-footers. And we're in a tiller.
In your eyes.
So we're bombing in, right? You know, and Mike was driving. I mean, you weren't driving hard
And
at
then
all.
I had a seat malfunction.
Yeah.
And so ended up having to basically stand up the rest of the way in, which I'm not going to lie, I looked like a pretty big badass.
I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
absolutely. Well, the rain was perfect, and
It was
you're in your
raining on
AFCO
us.
rain suit, and like
Your
Your beard-
I'm up just looking over Travis.
it was like some deadliest
I was
catch
so
stuff
damn
right
frustrated.
there. Like it was,
like that was the one moment where you could have sliced the tension.
and that's when I did slice attention.
We,
I said, "Dad's mad."
we went we went from uncontrollable laughter from the three of us that are not responsible for our own lives at this point. Uncontrollable laughter to dead silence.
We just sat there like we were in church.
It was like you're driving down the road, you're going on a family road trip. Dad gets a flat tire. Dad says, "If you kids don't shut up, I'm turning this thing around," and then gets a flat tire.
That's pretty
Like-
much what it
like
was.
that was the
without
mood.
the warning.
It was just but it was like if your dad gave you the warning that you were already in trouble and then had something
Yeah.
bad happen. That mood just
And Mike's under a lot of pressure, especially the first couple days too, because I mean, we have to catch fish,
he's got a show to film.
right? Like you have to have a show. So, but Dad was mad the first day.
I wasn't mad. Like you guys are all like they got back to the cabin and they're both looking at each other and they're talking about it. And I can hear them talking to Jesse because Jesse was in another boat. And all I hear was Dad got mad. And I'm like, I wasn't mad.
It was good. It was good.
Oh god.
You know
So we
what?
had to drive around the next morning. We were late to the water there.
Yeah, we were. We drove.
Yeah, we had to do a little
Where did we
boat
go?
fixing.
What
Bass-
town was that? Tim Hortons.
They had a Tim
Donut holes.
They had a Tim
I don't know
Hortons.
what town it was. I think it was called Tim Hortons, Ohio.
They had a Tim Hortons
Super
and a
nice
Bass Pro.
place.
It didn't matter what else was there.
So that was good.
I know we were doing.
It's so funny because like I go into a trip like that, like tournament mode. Like it's a body of water. I don't fish all the time, so it's me. We got to find fish. We got to do this. We got to do that. And you guys are just like, Dad's mad. Dad's mad, and I'm just taking it serious. That's all.
there was a point.
Can you imagine how dumb we looked rolling out of Dusty's rental car?
Oh jeez.
That was so.
Dusty comes and he's got a car that fits 3 full-size humans, and we have us 3 and Dusty, where none of us are small people.
And Dusty's, I mean,
He
Dusty's not
takeout
very
food.
tall, but he's stocky. Like he's built. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 4 big dudes and takeout food.
Like that car, that poor car.
Okay, I know. So
But one thing we did find that day was like one of the best restaurants I've ever eaten.
we didn't eat there that day
Seriously.
though.
The next
Mm.
day,
So
blow day.
So before we go there, I know that I set the schedule, but I want to get to this comment from Mr. Aaron Eichhorst.
Dude, miss you, man.
What's your favorite moment from the trip, non-fish wise?
For
I mean,
sh-
the music was good. I have a video of me dancing. I look like a legend.
Yeah, that did.
I mean,
happen.
my favorite moment from the trip, non-fish wise, was you talking about bidets. We had a 3-hour conversation
mean,
about
it's
bidets and
life-changing.
trying to talk us into it.
It is life changing. I don't know what else to say. I was the guy for years. I was like, I will never ever
that was
subject my body to something like that ever. And now I'm just like,
No, the best was how you
That-
said it. It was like you're just holding this all of a sudden, bloop, and then it turned just
That was
clean. Just
that was
like
going to be my
Magic.
surprise topic
Clean.
for the night. I was going to have the chat vote on whether or not there should be a
I have-
bidet in the
I
Olsen
have-
household.
Did anybody order a bidet when they got home?
No,
Why?
I am not.
All
I'm
right.
subjecting
count-
myself to
I
that.
count-
I'm
on the
expensing one. That's what's happening.
I count on the internet.
You're
to tell
putting
me
a
what to do.
bathroom in your shop, and there's going to be a bidet in it. It's life changing.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
because you feel violated every time.
You
go
do
to the
not
bathroom.
feel violent. You feel like you just showered. It is the greatest experience in
So
the
you're
whole
telling
world.
me I could use that instead of shower?
Sure.
No. You still got to wash your pits and stuff.
Well, you
That's
can do
not
that
what
in the
he's
bidet.
telling
You
me.
can do that in the bidet. When I first hooked it up, like I didn't know anything about a bidet, so I hit the lever on it, and it hit the ceiling. Like it's like
I don't want that in my butthole.
it doesn't go in
Like
your
a
butthole.
cold, like a cold shot of water.
Oh,
just
it's so good.
waking
Okay.
you up.
So
So
What
good.
happens if it's like middle of the night? Do you use it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh boy,
It is fantastic.
So I
Best thing.
I'm going to
ever.
tell Aaron what my favorite part was, and you're going to feel dumb for what you picked.
I didn't pick anything yet.
Yeah, you did.
no, you
What
didn't.
I
You
said?
said you're dancing in the music.
Oh, I wasn't
Well, you
like.
said there was some pretty cool dance.
Okay.
That
So
was
this
me
this
being cool.
diner that Mike briefly mentioned earlier.
Once you've tried one, I swear to God, your life will change.
So,
Where's the sauce?
So my favorite non-fishing memory
Aaron, I already saw it.
was when you guys ordered deep fried cinnamon rolls.
Oh yeah.
When you guys, I know I can say this on YouTube. I don't know.
Do you
May-
know
it-
that I have eaten 100% clean since we've gotten home?
Me
Good for
too.
you.
I
Me too.
ate so much crap
Yeah.
when I was gone. I was like we ate deep fried cinnamon rolls. Does this physique look like I need anything more deep fried in my life? Deep fried cinnamon rolls, by the way, the best creation known
What
to
was
man
the name
ever.
of that place?
Oh, I took a
Highway
picture.
69 diner. I don't know.
No,
Travis
awesome.
Travis bites into this thing and he says, "That's it. I'm living under the bridge across the street and seeing if I can work here for nothing but deep fried cinnamon rolls." He's gonna walk away from the family, walk away from.
I mean, that's where I
the
was at.
business.
I felt like I cheated on my wife because we've tried so hard to like start eating clean, and then I ate a deep fried cinnamon roll.
Speed
and it was
Trap
like,
Diner, Route 20,
Oh my god, it was so good.
310 East Main Street, Woodville, Ohio.
If you are anywhere in the state of Ohio, it's worth the
Take a
drive.
detour. It is unbelievable. It is the best. And it was like, you see this stuff, and it's like, and we even talked about that. Like, oh, maybe we should go back there tomorrow on the blow day. Cause, like,
We knew it was gonna blow 40.
yeah. And it's like, well, maybe we should go back there. And, those are the places that are like the best food you've ever had. Like, hands down. I've never had, I ordered like some skillet that was like
Chicken fried
chicken fried steak
eggs,
sandwiched with eggs. And I mean,
sausage.
it was, I don't know. Every bite was good. There wasn't like too much potato, too much steak. It was just all blend. It was like the greatest breakfast casserole known to man.
My mom just texted me and asked, "Did you really just say butthole?" Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because the other words get you demonetized on YouTube. Otherwise, I would have said those. It is what it is.
If you guys haven't checked out the Erie trip, go check it out. It dropped last night. In fact, I didn't even know it was dropping. I like got onto Facebook
How'd
and I
you
saw
not?
it.
I didn't either
Because
until Jess.
You didn't tell me.
Jess snapped me, and he's like, "Greatest nickname ever."
The BDR one.
Yeah, the media.
Jess.
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
Tyler called me and because we were talking about things
Greatest nickname
that we
ever.
wanted to do, and Tyler didn't have the double fish drone shot in it originally. And I don't like calling Tyler out publicly because he is phenomenal.
That was the most sketchy thing. I mean, because there were some waves there. Wasn't
Mhm.
that the day that Dusty? It was like,
It was the end of our
Uh.
the end of our really good day when it started to get windy.
Yeah.
And Dusty was like, "Yeah, I think I can fly the drone." And you guys hook into a double. So I'm like getting the net ready, getting ready to like pull boards, and Dusty's like, "Hey, can you hold this drone while I take it off?" And I'm like, "No."
I didn't see any of this happen because we
Yeah,
were
'cause we
real.
were
Yeah,
fishing.
you guys were literally trying to catch a double.
And Dad was wishing you were helping us.
Yeah. And Dusty's like, okay,
We're like, net.
Hey, we got
Net.
two. Hey, Thor, net.
Rewind it.
And
Rewind
Thor's
it.
like, one net or two? Put them in the same net.
Rewind it. It started out with, "Hey Dusty, you should get the drone out and film the boards."
Yeah, that was Dad's idea.
Into
Just to film the boards.
right. But then it was all of a sudden, "Hey, board 3's down." Like not like there's a fish on. Board
Oh, yeah.
3 has disappeared.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like, "Oh, hey, where's board 4 on the other side?" Also disappeared. So Dusty's in the process of getting the drone. Dusty's like, "Hey, hold this drone." I don't realize that like he's asking like legitimately. I thought he was joking. I'm like, "No, I don't want to hold your drone." Then he hands me the drone remote. Says, "All right, all you gotta do then is push these buttons and I'll hold the drone." And I was like, no. Put the drone in my palm, I'll hold the drone. I am not pushing the buttons on your drone. And yeah, so Tyler didn't have that in there. So Tyler and I were talking yesterday after he gave us version 1 of the episode, and I was like, "Okay, that shot needs to
Can
be
I
in it."
stop you for a second?
Yeah.
I was looking at this. Somebody wants us to give something away, so I got this idea.
Okay.
If you guys share this, and
You gonna
get
give
it-
your cell phone case away?
No. If you guys share
I can
this,
make a fish.
and we get 100
stuff
people
case.
viewing, which I think is fair.
Yep.
I've got a new line of Savage walleye rods coming out, and you will be one of the first ones to get one.
We're just gonna pick a winner, or what? What's the
From somebody that's commented, that's asked a question. But there has to be 100 people on this. Go and share. Brand new walleye series of rods that I had a lot to do with, and I'm pretty proud of. And it's going to be really cool. And they're coming out in the next
Do they
month.
say your name or do they say Dad or
It's
Pap on them or
BDR.
Suzuki Pro?
am I qualified to win here?
Yeah.
SPMO?
Okay.
Suzuki Pro Mike Olson?
Okay.
SPMO?
Okay.
I don't even know how to do
Restrictions is
this.
live. Oh, look at
Oh,
me being a noob like
whoa.
Mike.
There's footage of fried skillet gravy. Yes, there is. That
Is there really?
was
I'll be honest.
amazing.
Jesse's
All over it.
on point when it comes to having the camera handy when you need a camera.
Kipper.
handy.
I'm going out there tomorrow. I'll be out there tomorrow. I've been out there, but before things really started going, guys are catching fish out there. But we're not done talking about Erie. That was a crazy trip.
Wait, what do I have to type to win a Savage rod?
You have to ask a question. You can't do that, so you're out.
Shoot. Okay.
100 hair. If we get 150 live viewers, we will cut Thor's hair tonight. With
Oh,
where'd the sheep shears go? Where? With the sheep shears. Get those sheep shears, BDR. Chad Smith.
I'm not joking. You can shoot a quick trim down the sides. Like my sunglasses legit.
No,
do
if
not
we
fit
start,
on my
you're
face
getting
right now.
You're getting cut, boy. And we're signing a waiver just in case we lop an ear off.
Ouch.
we're up to 40. Oh, down to 39.
So that's a great question out in Erie. So a lot of people, when they think about trolling crankbaits, they think I don't want to get serious, but I'm going to do this real quick.
Do it.
So we still haven't heard your actual favorite part of the trip. So we'll get that after I answer this question. So I like to slow things down. Cold water always slow things down. So I know a lot of guys, when they talk about Erie, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing? Trolling 1.8 to 2.5?" No, we're trolling like fastest 1.5. And
Like pulling bottom bouncers.
slowing way down. These fish it's in cold water. They're hungry. They're gonna eat. So my target on Erie, and I've always done the best, is like that 1.12. So, and actually like opener on Lake of the Woods, which is coming up really fast. I'm not afraid to pull cranks at that either, and I'll pull at that 1 to 1.5, probably closer to 1.5. I don't know why those fish are they're a little bit more active up there for me. So like that 1.5.
Yes,
Will-
Josh. YouTube and Facebook viewers both count.
Yes, for sure. Where do we see YouTube viewers?
We just see total viewer count.
It's not true.
Sean, you win the right to have a job. That's your prize.
Huh?
Sean says he should win something for having to work with me. Yeah, you get to have a job. That's what it is. I mean, you can have me, or you could have some college kid that has no idea what's going on. I'll go work with Tony.
Ooh,
Are you still talking about boards?
no, he's talking about
No, you.
Chad, not one.
Are you
that
done
won
talking
5 all
before you
season,
got so distracted?
Just in cold water.
Right? Yeah, just in that cold water, like under 50 degrees, 55 degrees and less. See, this is Facebook. Okay, you win.
I would say probably the hardest I laughed on the trip that I'm still like, I don't know, I was driving to Fargo yesterday. And
Was it when you got to see my O face while I was riding on the front of the boat?
No, I mean, that was pretty good too. But I mean, I actually made myself laugh, which usually doesn't happen.
Okay.
But when we were coming in and it was pretty rough, like the last day.
And you were talking like German. All I hear is I'm just like, and I was as the driver.
First of all, I can
tell
the waves are just
something.
growing. Like the wind had switched and the waves are just growing. And I mean, can I even repeat this, Thor? Like, can I even say what I said?
No.
Okay.
You cannot say that.
But yeah, no, it was rambling in German.
All right. Josh wants to hear more about the Savage rods. Tell people about the Savage rods.
So over the last year and a half, I've been working with Savage Gear on a walleye line of rods. They're going to have rods all the way from your 6.3 medium light jigging rods to your 7.3 casting spinning rods to 8-foot bait caster rods for pulling spinners to your trolling rods. We have the full lineup all the way up and down the open water series, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's gone through a lot. We've got a few sitting over there. I'm just really impressed with what we got done and the price point we're going to hit. So those will be coming soon, and we'll be talking about those on Fish Addictions a little bit as things get.
Where are those going to be
going.
at? Where can I get buy those?
We'll let people know that for sure. I'm not 100% sure where they're all going to be at this point.
100% on the market yet.
They're whoever wins this rod, if they win the rod, they're getting close, is going to be one of the very first people to have one other than myself.
Yeah.
So
I don't even have one. Man signs my paychecks.
The biggest fish was a hair over 29 inches and I think like 10 pounds ish, something like that.
Yeah, they didn't have a scale.
They didn't have a scale, but it was a big fish. But we caught a ton of beautiful fish. We caught, it got to the point where you were catching fish and not even measuring them anymore.
No.
It was
So
just what it was.
I think we put 3 on a board, maybe.
Yeah.
An 8-pound fish was like
of fish.
And anybody in chat, have you ever caught enough big walleyes in a day that when you see a 24, you say no, you just leave the camera there? We'll just reel this in and toss it back quick. Like, have you ever had that day? Because like that was the day that we had.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Suzuki Pro Mike Olson at one point said, well, if we're not getting into anything big, I'd kind of like a decent night of sleep tonight. As we reel in a 26-inch walleye.
Yeah. It was bad. It was to the point where at one
when you
point,
catch that many fish, though, you're just numb. Like you're completely numb.
Right.
And because there's nothing to compare it to.
That's what I realized like 3/4 through the day. That was like the crazy day we had.
Yeah.
We had great days, but that one day was just absolutely crazy. Like 3/4 of the way through that one day, every pass we were making, we were catching fish. And there was one pass where I kind of went off a little bit because I was kind of hoping to get in the bigger fish. I was getting greedy. And I kind of got outside the school a little bit, and it was like a really slow run. And it was the only slow run that we had that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking to myself, I wonder if we're going to catch any bigger fish here. And then I started thinking, and we caught one, and I was like, oh, that's a nice fish, as it's 26.5 inches. And you're like, boy, that was a nice fish.
Right.
It's like, oh my God.
It's just wild. Like there's so many big fish. It's just crazy.
Are you guys going to go to Canada? I hope to. As soon as that border opens, you can bet that I'm going to be trying to sneak my way through there and get any.
Anthony's wondering if anybody's ruined.
Did you guys catch any COVID? No, we did not catch any COVID. That we know. No, maybe. Outpost camp manager. Oh, nice. Hopefully those borders open. Does Erie ruin you for the rest of the lakes you walleye fish? No,
let me
because
answer
you
this-
go. I mean, I think for myself, I go into every lake with a different expectations,
And you're not going to catch that. I mean, those monster fish anywhere else where you are going to get dumbed down.
And I mean, even like being on Lake Erie, that was probably a walleye fishing trip of a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I
like
think I said it in the show, like the best day we had, which we were out there for several days, and we decided to film every day, but we were going to take one of those days and make that pretty much the video. I think I said it on there, like that was a day of fishing, no matter who you are, what experience level you are, how many times you've been on even Lake Erie, you would never forget. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And like for myself, I've had a lot of really good days.
right.
But that day had it all. It had big fish. It had tons of laughs. It had things going right. We didn't have big messes with lines. We didn't have. We needed to
'Cause your
change
sons
baits.
learned fast.
Oh God, they finally learned by that day. It was unbelievable. But it was just overall because overall that fishing.
The whole experience though is just so overwhelming. Like the
It
lake
really
is
was.
so big, and there's, I don't know. I mean, the weather is crazy, and the fact that we stayed at this cabin that we came in from a different road every freaking night. I swear to God.
Even though it was on like one road.
We
Yeah.
we probably
From the time we got to Ohio until the time we left Ohio, I had no idea. where
I
we
know
were.
I still
had no idea.
to this day I could not, like, if
I'm-
we were at the boat ramp, either one of them, there is no way that I could get back to
No.
our house.
No.
Never, nope, not
No.
a chance.
But you could find Coney Island.
And the first day when we went to like go down by the water, when we got there, did it not feel like we were like, 2-minute drive to the
Yeah.
water?
Yeah.
And then you get off the water and it's like 25 minutes to get back to the house.
Well, it's because we went to that bait shop, and the bait shop was closer than the boat launches were.
Right, that's true.
I just, I think one of my other favorite memories though was we were fishing out in front of Cedar Point,
Yeah.
the amusement park, all morning. Cedar Point, right there, the whole time. No roller coasters going, whole morning. And we boated for what, 15 minutes, and the lake was flat.
Felt like 3 hours.
so we were flying.
Yeah, I was doing like 45, 50 miles an
Which
hour.
again, not Mr. Boat Savvy, and I'm just like, do we need to go this fast? Like, where are we going? Where are we going? So we drive for like, I swear to God, it was 20 minutes, but I'm sure it was only 8, but whatever. And like, we stop, and I'm like, Jesus, we must almost be to New York by now because we just drove that freaking long. And I turn and I look, and there's that goddamn amusement park that we've been staring at the whole freaking week. I'm like, why are we still? We just drove this far. Like, that's how big this lake is, though. Like, I don't know.
How can I still see Coney Island?
The what made it so funny is like I turned the boat around because we're going away from it. I turned the boat around, and you're like, "There's that damn amusement park still." Like, you were just pissed it was still there. Like you were just in your. You must have been thinking
Well, I
about it as we were
Figured
driving
we
around.
would have like gone around a bay or something. Like, I don't know. There it was, roller coasters and all. You can see that thing for probably 10 miles, so
Yeah.
or more.
or more. Yeah.
Chad, we did not catch anything other than walleyes while we were out there, except for some good laughs.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a good question in here, right here. Nate,
Honest truth. Pros and cons of fishing out of a tiller versus a windshield boat that you're used to. Being impressed with the 2090 actually started last year in the AIM Pro Championship tournament up on Lake of the Woods. I fished it with my uncle Bob, and he has a 2090, and we decided to just use his boat for that tournament, and it was super rough. And there was one point where we needed to get in. We had a good bag first day one, and we needed to get in, and we were a long ways away. We were not where we should have been, and it was very rough. And the way that boat took those waves at that point, that's what gave me that boat ride gave me the confidence to bring that boat.
I
to
was
Lake
pretty
Erie.
blown away. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because there's not that much. I mean, it's not as deep as your normal boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's narrower.
But that hull design, like, like I said, I don't know that I'll ever buy a fishing boat, but if I do, the only fishing boat that I would feel confident about not dying in would totally be a Warrior. And that's, I get it.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah. No, again, I am definitely not sponsored by Warrior, but like, I mean, for me being a novice fisherman, I will buy a used Warrior if I ever buy a boat.
I actually had a conversation with Pat, who owns my dealer, Kovash Marine. Go check him out for all your spring needs.
Nice plug. Nice plug. I like it.
Suzuki Pro.
No, I was actually talking to him the other day, and they were giving me crap because they knew I wasn't like super excited about bringing the 2090 to Lake Erie because, for one, I haven't spent an extensive amount of time in a tiller boat on big water or driving one on big water.
And
right?
we're fishing on the ocean.
It wasn't the ocean. That water was almost fresh enough.
I
to drink.
actually told him that I would consider ordering one.
Really?
I did after all of it. And he laughed and laughed. And I'm like, Pat, I'm not kidding. He's like, oh shit, you're not lying.
I don't know if this is confidential or not, but I want to put it out there. So Mike calls me the other day and he says, I think I'm going to buy the 203 this year, a 2090 next year. And then so he always has two Warriors. And I like that idea.
Well, you never know. What just happened?
Let me do not.
Yeah, I don't want to touch. Oh, it's just that was easy. You could
I
have said hit the arrow.
Yeah, but I wasn't. You know what? It's one of those things where, like, if the podcast is going to stay live or suddenly end, I'm going to get blamed for it. So let me control it.
Oh,
You know, there'd be
man.
one hater out there that'd be like, I know we were getting close to that free rod, and then
Yeah.
Mike hit a button.
It's a real thing. Keyboard warriors.
Oh, we're gonna go back to that keyboard warriors.
Look it up.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
going to war. Oh, it's that
Dave
trip
Rupp,
was.
there was no chance that we were not surviving.
I was driving. I'm Suzuki Pro Mike Olson, for God's sakes. They said I had to own it at least once in this
The
podcast,
ego.
so I did.
I wanted you to own it on the episode. I wanted Mike to pull a fish out of the
I
lake.
was so annoyed
say,
by you guys calling me that.
I'm Suzuki Pro Mike Olson, and I'm a better fisherman than you.
I'm kind of blown away
you
that
won't
we
say
have
it.
subtitles right now.
What do you mean?
Look at my phone.
We don't. You,
No,
Mike.
Yeah,
and
we
I
do.
no, we have
Oh,
subtitles.
really?
Yes.
Way to go, Facebook. Man,
I just read Suzuki Pro, Michael.
Oh yeah, I need to speak more clearly. Apparently, because the subtitles are not on board with my accent.
Did it just subtitle what I just said? I want to see. Nope. It just stopped.
I need. Speak more clearly.
And we digress.
I found something out the other day via TikTok.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Do you know that if you tell Siri to change your nickname to H-A, H-A, H-A,
Oh.
H-A, H-A, it is the greatest thing in the entire world. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right, let me find it.
Oh boy.
Why don't you just ask Siri?
No, hold on.
Travis-
You haven't changed your phone to that?
Travis did not start like a single conversation when we were in Ohio with anything other than. So when I was on TikTok yesterday, this is what I saw.
Tyler, he said wrong. I am definitely I'm with the staying with the 208 this year. I love the
Oh,
203 though,
My
for
bad.
sure.
That's on me, Tyler. My bad.
I love the 203 and I love the 208 for different reasons.
Andy now has a mistress on the side in the 2090.
Oh,
The mistress. Yeah, I would not be surprised if I have one sitting in my shop yet this year.
If you give me a raise, I'll go halvesies on it.
I'm not splitting a boat with you. He'll go musky fishing in it.
I mean, either that or I could go.
I mean,
smallmouth.
at one
all
point,
right,
you
here it is.
actually said, I want a 2090, and I just quit bass fishing and musky fishing exclusively.
I
Here
did.
it
Say,
is. Are you
All right.
I
ready?
did
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that, and then Pat told me what. He
All right,
gave me
Thor,
for
listen.
it.
Here it goes.
Listen.
This is awful. Stop this.
That is ever. Oh god, that is the greatest thing ever in the whole world. My kids love it.
Hunter, they are.
Yeah. I've seen like 3 Snapchats of you doing that now between people that are mutual friends of us, and you're just sitting there laughing as hard as you are right now with it. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
hey,
just so
hey,
great.
hey, hey.
It's just so great.
I mean, to be fair, we spent about 12 hours of one day on TikTok between all. We had
Can
a
you
blow.
imagine how many TikToks were watched in that cabin that day?
Like, I mean, like,
and we wouldn't
'cause
even say a word. We'd just send them to each other like a
like-
bunch of losers.
like because I think if you were looking at it from a business standpoint, that's like 40 man hours. It's like 40 man hours spent on TikTok.
Yeah, blowing 44 miles an hour, gusting to 50, and we're sitting in the cabin like, yeah. We went down and looked at the water.
We
and
did
we're
still
like,
get
yeah.
content out. I mean, we got content out
Yeah.
that day. We went down and filmed some
This
stuff.
is behind the scenes guy.
Yeah, Travis is trying to take Dusty's job.
Dang. Sorry, Dusty.
I mean, you're not taking his job. You got that bathroom you got to finish.
Well,
you
I
can't
mean,
take Dusty's job.
I could do Dusty's job, but it all better work on my iPhone, and I don't think that's the quality that Dusty
Oh,
shoots. So.
we could say something. The video that was released that day was filmed and edited by yours truly, BDR.
It was filmed by BDR and edited by iPhone.
No,
No,
it wasn't an iPhone app.
No, he jumped in the truck. He's like, look at
There
this.
you go.
Look at
Check
this.
this out.
My favorite part of that was we go to location number 2. Mike stays in the pickup. Travis, Dusty, and I are out looking at stuff. And Travis goes, "You know what? Give me a minute." Walks over to Mike and goes, "Hey, I'm the producer now. Move your truck over there."
Yeah, he did. He's like, I'm producing this show today. You move your truck over there, stand on the windy point, and act like you're getting
For
blown
Christmas,
around.
that's all I want. For being part of the podcast, that's all I want is an action thing.
Yeah, same though. I've been trying for like 19 episodes. Turns out they're super expensive if you want one that works.
Ooh.
Thousands of dollars.
What do you mean that actually works? Like they just snap.
It's just
Yeah, but they have ones that actually like sync your
Don't-
audio and video together. You can connect them to
no.
your
Why would you
phone.
want that?
I just want like 2 pieces of wood painted black and white.
The guys that don't do the editing. Why would you want your audio and video?
I mean,
to
I
have
do want to
distinctive
point this out.
timestamps?
Since we've been going live, you haven't been doing any editing either.
Oh,
I do have to pull it in and like cut out some dead space. But yeah, other than that, no. And I do kind of miss it. Like as much as I complain about it, I do kind of miss it.
Ooh. We are going to start a channel with like membership viewers only.
Yep. Kind of. It's in process. It's actually in the YouTube approval land.
It's going to be called OFF,
It's out
Only
here.
Fishing Fans.
It's out. Ooh. You know what? I got a guy that's supposed to come up with names for me. His name's Hayden. He's sitting over there.
It's Big Fish Rick.
OFF.
No, we came up with fishing addicts. That's what
Oh,
we're.
quit it. How original.
How original. I was just going to say that. You took the
Yeah.
words out of my mouth.
We should be friends,
We should be.
not buddies.
Well, we'll get there one day.
Okay, so just for everybody that's paying attention here, fish addiction. Not the name I came up with.
How long you been growing that lettuce? Wait,
I have
can we
gotten-
please get to 150 viewers, please, so we can shave his head with the sheep shears tonight. Come on, guys, it's all up to you.
I got
We've
this.
all shared it here. I'll share it again.
I got the sides trimmed in November, but other than that, my last haircut was February 17th, 2019.
In this
No,
pandemic?
2020.
In this
February
pandemic?
19th, 2020. You're right.
That was said a tremendous amount out in Lake Erie, too.
It's gonna be my least favorite part about COVID going away, if we're being honest.
Mike would be like, Thor, get the boat back then. And he'd be like, in this pandemic?
free time.
My mom asked me on Saturday if I wanted to go to church for Easter Sunday, and I looked at her and said, "In this pandemic? No."
Oh my! Did you say your favorite part of this show?
Did I?
The trip. Did you say your favorite part of the trip?
Yeah, when I was talking German, like
Oh,
that
yeah.
was probably like
That
my
was
biggest
funny.
laughing point.
Yeah, I wish you could.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he can't even tell the whole story.
I can't even tell the whole story. If anybody wants to know, just ask me
Nobody wants
when
to
we're not on
watch
live.
us.
Oh, I do have a complaint now that I've been sent to your voicemail several times over the last few days.
To
Travis?
mine?
Yes.
Is it full?
No.
Oh.
You just sound way too professional, and every time I call, I'm like, "This isn't my Travis." Like, you need a second. You need a
This
second
isn't
life.
my Travis.
You need.
One of my guys like just didn't want to record his voicemail, so I'll call him. And usually when I like wait that long, I leave a message. Like I recorded his voicemail, so it's like, "Hey, this is Chris, Deitzer Electric, blah blah blah," and I'm just like, "Ugh, that's me." Like you hate hearing your own voice,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like it is the oddest sound in the whole world. But
You should try editing an hour and a half long podcast sometime.
I don't think I
That
could.
you're in.
I don't
It's
think I could.
awful.
I just couldn't do it. I struggle with the headphones because I can hear myself so clear.
Take them off.
Like I sound that dumb, huh? But if I didn't have the headphones on, I'd be over here like talking like this.
That's how, like, when I went through the pictures that Dusty took, I'm like, man, Dusty's a good photographer, but man, am I ugly. Which is brutal. Like, you got access
Well,
to
they're
it.
just so clear.
Yeah,
Like
you got
and you
access.
can zoom in for days on your phone with one of Dusty's pictures. Like,
Yeah.
you want to count how many nose hairs are hanging out of your left nostril compared to your right? Like, that's Dusty.
Cody, when we were out on Lake Erie, we did well with the Northland Rumble Sticks, number 5, and then what was the Selma we were using?
Not so bandits.
Oh, sorry,
Bandit
Bandits.
deep divers, blue and chrome, and then the purple clown, and then we could go grab them in the rumble sticks.
Yeah.
Both those were the 2 hot baits for us. About neck and neck, to be honest. So
It was literally half and half.
yeah, but it was those 2 colors that were the best for us by far.
So the last time you went to Erie, what was hot then? Crankbaits intrigue me.
Yeah, I mean the bandit is
From the guy
always
that
a
won't buy a single one. I love it.
Why would I need a crankbait?
right.
What would I need a
1,300 of
crankbait
them in
for?
my boat. So.
For the
But
brand new 2090.
the bandit, yeah, exactly. The bandits by far is if you're going out to Lake Erie. In my head, there's a few baits you got to have. You got to have the bandits. The chromes and blues are always a good color out there. That happen to be what we did best on. Number 11 flicker minnows, always good. And the pink lemonade, that's my favorite in that bait. I will obviously add the rumble stick to the series because it doesn't have all the vibrating and that kind of stuff, but it's got that crazy wobble that I think disturbs the water enough. That did really well. I was a little shocked because I hadn't run that a lot, but with those slender stick baits, it had a lot of movement.
So
Reef runners are always good. Those types of baits are always, tried and true out there. Something you can run at those slow speeds. That's really the key is you got to have something that will run at slow speeds like that.
So in the world of trolling crankbaits, which one was like a more subtle presentation? Was that the bandit or the rumble stick from Northland?
Well, the bandit has more of a subtle wobble, but it has the beads inside to actually create that vibration and noise. Where the rumble stick had at a slower speed has a more violent kick on it, which I think is why it worked.
Okay, so neither one was really like a subtle bait.
At those speeds, they're subtle, but obnoxious enough.
Gotcha.
So that's what you're really trying to go, and that's why I like the flicker minnow 11 works really well. It's a big, long, slender bait. You can get it down to those depths you want. I mean, we were fishing 40 feet of water, 40 to 60 feet behind the board, so we weren't fishing very deep in 40 feet of water. Which is the other thing about Lake Erie. You find these pods of fish, and all these fish feed up. And whenever you're fishing walleyes, you always want to. I always want to fish above them. You never want to fish at their level, above their level, because they're going to feed up, especially in really clear bodies of water like Green Bay or Lake Erie or the Great Lakes in general are fairly clear bodies of water, so they'll feed up very, very easily. You can get them to come 4 to 8 feet sometimes. So,
Gonzo, to answer your question, other than the first day, we really didn't run any clip-on weights. We were just running our crankbaits 50 to 80 feet back on the line count. I saw it. I'm trying to remain professional here.
So Jesse Tintus was on the trip with us, and he did a vlog through the whole thing.
I don't know if you
We
can
need-
see. I'll move it to the camera.
Hayden, come here. This is what we got Hayden for. We need somebody to bring this closer to the camera. This is a thumbnail. I believe it's going to be
Tonight or tomorrow, Jesse.
potentially on the Tintus Outdoors.
It's unbelievable.
Jesse, self promo real quick. Let people know where they can find that.
Oh,
Let people know where they can find your vlog from our Lake Erie trip, Jesse.
Is-
Put it in the chat, and if you could send it to me on Facebook, I can put it out on our Fish Addiction stuff
can we
tomorrow.
invite Jesse in here real quick? Jesse, are you by a camera? Because I would like to hear your favorite part of
Did
the
you
trip.
just ask that if Jesse Tintus is by a camera?
Oh my God, we just lost the live.
No.
Yeah.
The live's still there.
It's gone. I can't see it, Thor.
I know you can't see it, but it's still there. We're still
I
live.
trust you. I don't.
know. I'm working on
We're
it.
not live.
Your internet is super slow.
That's because we're using every piece of bandwidth that can come with Central North Dakota.
all I'm saying is there's no way you have.
We're in Amish country, boys.
You can buy a gigabyte internet out here.
No,
Just
you
saying.
can't.
You absolutely can.
No, you can't.
I guarantee you can.
There we are.
I see. Jesse shared our Facebook post. Why can't message? Why is Facebook Messenger so awful when I want Facebook Messenger to work? Jesse, did you block Mike from messaging you?
No, it's slow, man.
It is unbelievably slow. When's the last time you Facebook messaged Jesse?
I call Jesse. I text Jesse. I don't Facebook message Jesse.
What if I
We
just-
haven't even seen if Jesse's by a camera yet.
You know he is. See, look, he said yes like 17 times. Jesse wants to be in here. Oh my gosh.
So we're inviting Jesse in.
Well, we're trying to. This internet.
We are a mess. We're a hot mess over here right now,
Hot
boys and
Mess
girls.
Express.
Can I click on this? Can I just, is there a direct message option? Delete, block.
Block him. Block him.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Oh, you did it, Thor. You got it figured out. I'm so proud of you.
Why are you showing me Tinder? Top right every time.
Say, what do I do on Tinder?
Top right every time. Jesse,
What do I do?
Jesse, check your Facebook Messenger.
Oh, Jesse's wife. When does Jesse not have a camera?
I'll make
I don't
this-
know that I want to know.
Did you just ask Jesse to check his Tinder?
No, maybe.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, Jesse, check your Tinder.
Sorry, Brandy.
Brandy, let me make this weird for you. You tell us when Jesse doesn't have a camera.
Jeez.
It's always the right answer. Top right.
I don't get it.
I know. It's because you've been married for 13 years? 14 years.
13 years.
13.
Will be 13 years in May. Love you, honey.
The world has come a long ways since I started dating, because like there wasn't online dating then. I didn't even have text messaging, so
You know what? Honestly, I would just like
I got
positive reinforcement for
text
remembering how long
messaging
Mike's
for
been married.
Shannon. Like
Yeah,
literally,
you did.
I got text messaging for Shannon.
Get Chad, we are working on getting Jesse in here.
Is he-
Like
So how does that work?
he's just got to follow the link, and then we'll see him right here.
Online dating
Wait.
is garbage.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Sauce.
Uh,
You're simply not.
yeah, Thor's got a very strong, weak game of online dating. We learned all about it in Erie, so girls beware.
Suzuki
Hi,
Pro
Haley.
Mike Olson.
Hey, I thought we were ganging up on Thor right now, not back at me. I'm not making fun of you.
How? All right, timeout. I'm all for taking shit. How is calling you Suzuki Pro Mike Olson making fun of you?
Because you know I don't like it.
You said it. You said it.
Because you guys asked me to admit to it one time, so now I did it. And now I can't get out of it.
I didn't ask you to admit to Suzuki Pro.
I did.
Isn't it on the
I
video?
am Suzuki Pro Mike Olson from Grand Forks, North Dakota.
It's even funnier
And my-
because
and
you
my
have like
Warrior
zero
208
ego. Like that,
powered by the
I think that's what
350
makes it so
Suzuki.
funny is because you have zero ego. Like you don't have ego trips. Like most people in your position, like
Dude, I get like
You
four
saw-
likes on Instagram, and I'm like flexing on the boys. Mike's like, "Oh, that didn't get 500 likes. Delete it.
Suzuki
Chalk it-
Pro.
Chalk it up."
Where's
I
Jesse?
mean, I
at?
love my Suzuki
I don't know
motor,
where
but we
Jesse
are
is.
waiting on Jesse, and he's working on it. He says.
I don't know how to add it as a Mac.
He's
Can you not
dialing
just
up.
Follow my link.
Is your dial up
Tinder
slow,
is
Jesse?
the best place in the world to catch a catfish.
I've been
Speaking
the
of
but
catfish,
I've never caught one.
so my business's checking account got hacked probably a month ago. So whatever, like there's been a whole bunch of fraud charges and we've changed account numbers and whatever. So this
Do it
guy
up, Aaron.
calls me the other day. His name is Steven. And he's like, "Hi,
Post
this
it.
is Steven. I live in North Carolina." And I'm like, "Hey, we don't do any work down there. Like, how can I help you?" He's like, "So I'm just calling to verify my girlfriend sent me a check that she wants me to cash." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, she said it was coming from her dad's lawyer, but it came from Deitzler Electric. And I'm like, "Well, no, sorry, man. Like our account's been hacked, blah, blah, blah." Dude totally was like, I had to let him down. Like I was just like, "Hey, I don't know how well you know her. Like you're getting scammed." And he's like, "We've been talking for like 6 months." And I'm just like, "Oh no, I'm just crushing this poor guy's soul." But by the end of the phone call, he's like, "I'm sending you her address, her phone number." I'm like, he was mad. Like he was done. But
He
like
was
I
in
had to
love.
deal with a
He was in
catfish.
love.
Yeah, like I had to deal with a catfish situation.
How
Like
much was the
MTV.
check for?
8,000.
Should just let him have it at that point. And then just turn.
Let me send you a real one. Just buy yourself a doll or something. I don't know. What's your address, Steve?
Speaking of addresses, can you type your address in there?
Is Jesse just driving here? Is that easier?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, Jesse will be here in 4 hours and 12 minutes.
Maybe we'll be up to 100 by then.
Jesse, what's the word here? Do I need to try to fight with Facebook again? So, well, you know what? I'm going to do it from my laptop.
I'm getting, you're getting old when you have to like talk what you're.
Oh, for sure. I put your address on like 9 different contracts today, and I had to look it up every single time.
What are you doing over there? Why?
Hey, nobody cares that you're on Tinder right now.
Stillwater is in Minnesota and way too far away to drive for Tinder.
I see Jesse.
All right,
There he is.
Jesse, I hope your mic's working because you are coming in.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, I
Did
had
you
to,
literally just scramble this? Like,
Hold on a second. What just happened? I can't hear anything.
I know.
what?
Can you hear us? Because I
I
can't
can
hear
hear-
anything.
Okay, I can't hear Jesse. You guys can hear Jesse.
No, I can't.
I can't
I
hear
can
Jesse.
hear you guys.
You can hear us?
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the cluster that we have going on over here at the round table. And we are at a round table.
Nice.
Now I can hear him.
Okay. I can't hear Jesse.
That was like a spaceship coming in.
Okay. We're about to be real adorable, and we're gonna share headphones.
Yeah?
Here you go.
So
Put this in your ear.
oh, that's cute.
I can hear him.
I cannot hear him.
At all?
No, I only have the
Here,
option. to
you do
split this one
mine?
time. No, just here.
Here
Here you
you
go. Just put this. Yeah, put this. in your ear.
What are you doing?
We're
Okay.
getting it done. Come on.
Now I can hear Jesse. You can't.
It's like a high
Can't hear
school
you.
football bus.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey,
They're your daughter's
Will be.
headphones.
I had to download Chrome onto my Mac in order to open up this G4 classified link you sent me.
Well, good. That means nobody can just come in and like hack our program live.
Yeah.
I mean, because all this great content we're putting out right now.
I
You know.
I thought about just posting it in chat and seeing how many people tried to join. Like I thought about that being an option. Jesse, what was your favorite part of the trip to Lake Erie?
Travis looking for a chainsaw to cut a hole in the roof because it smelled so bad. It smelled like methane in the cabin.
It stinks.
Our cabin did smell awful. He's not
I
wrong.
mean, I had something to do with that.
Honestly, it's really hard to pick a favorite because it was I mean, I mentioned it was an epic trip. It was a lot of fun. There were so many. So I had to try to take 6 days of footage and bring it down. I got it down to like 32 minutes for this vlog.
And when Jesse films, like there's a camera rolling most hours of the day.
Yeah, when you were talking about bidets, Jesse like secretly put a camera.
Seriously, he had like a
It's in his
GoPro
vlog.
suction cup to like the fridge door or something.
Yeah, well, some of that, there was a couple of technical difficulties. We had a TV that was on really loud for a while, so I got that turned off. But
I was wondering why
I
we never
didn't-
watched that show.
I didn't have enough beeps. There was, when Travis would try to tell a story, there was like a beep, 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 beep. So I had to edit out some of that stuff because you couldn't even tell.
See, that's an added layer of protection to stop incriminating yourself.
Yes.
You see how that works, Jesse? Like
Yes.
nothing.
Wait,
Yeah,
Jesse, where are you now? That's a different office.
Yes, I'm actually, I'm busted.
Are you on another trip?
Yeah, I'm on another trip. This is my bedroom at the lake cabin.
Look at this guy.
Oh.
Look at this guy.
Oh.
He spends a week on Lake Erie. He's home for Easter, and he's instantly back
Hashtag
to
blessed.
the lake. Look at this guy. Oh, now he's going to show it off?
Want to see the countertop I made?
I like that.
Nice.
I actually really like that lighting. Travis, what do you think of that lighting as a professional?
I'm good with it.
Jesse, going out to Lake Erie, just because there's a lot of people that have asked me over the last week, and especially today, what was
Yes.
your expectations going out there? Never have been there before. Like, what were you expecting? What did you come away with on that trip? Like, your favorite part of it?
Wow. Some things I learned, and you mentioned it in the episode, and I've you fished Lake of the Woods a lot as well. That you got to give yourself time. You can't get frustrated. You got to give yourself more than a day. If you're thinking you're going to go on a trip like that and fish for 4 or 5 days, it's not going to happen. So you got to plan to go to a place like that for 4 or 5, 6 days, and only plan to fish a couple of days. And you got to stay positive when you're doing those trips, because once you get out there and you have that positive attitude, the fishing was unreal.
Right.
Unreal.
That's one of those things that and that always becomes my advice to people is if you're going to plan a trip, especially when you're driving that far on a lake and a destination like that plan for a down day or two, because it's going to happen inevitably. And if it doesn't, great. That's awesome. You get a couple more days of fishing. But you have to mentally prepare when you're on a trip like that to not be fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent a whole day in the cabin.
4 hours on TikTok.
And
12 hours on TikTok. Yeah. I
yeah.
heard that.
I needed that down day.
Really?
After riding on the front of that boat, I needed the down day.
You know, you talk about friend or buddy. Another thing when you go on a trip, there was never an issue on that trip. You've got whatever we had, 7, 8 guys or whatever that were on this
5
trip.
guys fishing and 2 camera guys.
Yeah.
Plus Chip.
And
Chip for 8.
and Chip. And everybody got along. There was nobody said they were irritated with anybody else. So,
I
You know,
Dad was crabby a little bit.
yeah. So,
Which dad? That dad or this dad?
No,
yeah. Oh, gosh.
No,
We had dads
Jesse's
with both.
stepdad.
Yeah. I had guys trying to reel planer boards
Stepdaddy.
through
What are you doing,
eyelets of the
stepdaddy?
rods, stepping on planer boards, not netting my fish.
That's a plus.
Yeah, no, it was a good trip. What were my expectations? I was a little nervous just because I'm going up to a big lake. I fished some Great Lakes before. I fished Lake Michigan, but I've never been to Erie. I was hoping to catch some big fish, but I didn't realize there were going to be so many big fish, and the quality of fish was amazing.
I think that was the craziest part of the whole trip is that every fish was ginormous.
The Fishing
Yeah.
Dad podcast.
Yo, I'd watch that though.
Even how about Juice's walleye that looked like a perch swallowed a football?
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking about that.
It was probably one of the smallest walleyes on the trip, but it was the fattest inside. Are you talking about the smaller one?
yeah.
That was just like that belly was just crazy. Yeah, that was
It had
that
perch
was unreal.
stripes. It
Yeah.
had stripes on it.
Have stripes.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah, well,
It looked.
it was so fat it stretched itself out.
Thor, we'll talk about that on the Fishing Dads podcast. Okay,
I don't have any kids.
how perch and walleye don't have babies.
Chad had a
Yo,
good
how long does
question. How do you find
I
fish
agree.
suspended like that? Chad, those fish are coming through, and we're fishing 40 feet of water. And to find those fish, we're really just with the pods and the fish, as many as there are in one thing, you can drive pretty fast. You can drive 20 plus miles an hour and cover a lot of water and see fish on your graphs. And that's kind of knowing your graph and knowing what you're looking at. And where the islands are and stuff, it kind of pinches them down a little bit and forces them around places so you can find, when I'm out there in the spring, normally we're fishing around all those islands, Kelly Island and Snake and all that kind of stuff. So it's there's just a ton of walleyes out there. You could probably stop anywhere and catch dang near anywhere and catch a walleye. But the difference between finding that school of fish that you're going to have like a crazy day and anything else is just searching. And we had friends out there that were fishing that helped lead us in the directions. We were talking back and forth, which I think is really big too. Jesse wasn't fishing the same water we were. Other buddies were fishing other areas, and to be honest, they got on them, let us know what was going on. We went over there. We're talking back and forth about depths and everything like that. It's really a whole production that people we maybe should have done a better job showing in the show, because it's one of those things that to get it dialed in, it takes everybody around you. And I go into tournament, like we talked about, I go into tournament mode when we go to a place like that, because you can't just go out there normally and just land on the fish.
I feel like you'd be really unsure of yourself too if like you didn't have, you know what I mean? Like a whole nother boat trying their own thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
you can base what's going on by
right.
the people around
like
you.
if you were out there solo and didn't know anything.
I got the idea, Travis.
What's that?
You buy a boat.
Why does this consist of me spending money?
Well, I'm also going to spend money in this situation, just less.
Thor's like, okay,
All
I'm gonna
by
buy
the
a fishing
life
line.
jackets.
I need
No,
you
no.
to buy a boat.
Okay, you buy the boat,
What's up, David?
and next year I'll put $1,000
Ooh.
on you and I beating Mike and his son Jake on Erie,
Ooh.
derby style.
Deal. Done.
Dude, Jake probably puts planer boards on before he hops on the bus.
Jake. I mean,
Jake can outfish me tomorrow, hands down.
like I'm literally burning $1,000.
To add to Mike's talking about the pods of fish, it was interesting because one of the biggest pods of fish that we found, and we got excited at first, was in an area that had really dirty water.
Yeah.
And
We talked extensive. That was like one of the things I wanted to put with Erie. You can find these giant pods in dirty water, but you're going to have a really tough time fishing them.
yeah, we didn't catch a single fish, and there was the most fish I seen on my screen was when we came through this section of dirty water, and that was on, I believe it was on Saturday, because that said Saturday was our full day. It's Saturday or
Yeah,
Monday. Anyways, I don't know. As soon as we got outside of that dirty water and that clean water, it was lights out. Like you said, we'd get 2, 3, 4 a pass in this one area.
Yeah. Or more, depending.
Or more. Yeah.
It was crazy. But yeah, I mean, had a lot of questions about Erie because Erie's still hot right now. The guys are out there. I know guys out there right now that are just banging up on them pretty heavy, and they're finding a lot of. When we were out there, we found a lot of pre-spawn fish, and now they're finding a lot of post-spawn fish. So things are happening really fast out there.
Probably doesn't hurt as bad to clean those.
The biggest thing is find that cleaner water, but you can find too clean a water. That dirty water where you have the low visibility to the really clean water with the high visibility. You want somewhere in between. You don't want that super clean water, which is a misconception. A lot of guys go. And Modus Maps, if you guys watched, Modus Maps is like huge. If you get a clear day, you're going to get 1 or 2 really good pictures of the lake, kind of figure out where that cleaner water's at. A lot of times you find that cleaner water, you do a little driving around, you'll find those nicer schools of fish. It just takes a little bit of searching. Don't think you're going to go sit down and just land on top of them. And I still think the biggest piece of advice is if you're going to go to a place like that is plan those days and be prepared for a day or two off the water.
Utilize that time when you're off the water because, we talked about sitting in the cabin and watching TikTok for 10, 12 hours.
First off,
You know what we haven't mentioned?
the
The largest tackle store on earth.
Ever.
We haven't talked about that yet.
Angler Central.
Fisherman's
Central.
Central.
Awful name. I'll be honest.
Yeah, nobody can remember it.
Awful
I
name.
like the name.
What get I can't even talk. What got me is we're walking through the store. I didn't even get through the first aisle, and Travis has already checked out.
I had to. I didn't even know what to do. I was so overwhelmed.
It's the first time I've ever experienced like anxiety while in a tackle store. Like my
They had
basket
so
got
many
to like
custom crankbaits. Jesse and I didn't even make it out of the walleye aisle.
You could have
we had
spent.
baskets
You
and
literally
then
could have spent $100,000 on lures, and it wouldn't have made a dent in that store.
like you go to any normal tackle store and it's like 30 to 40% tackle and the rest is like apparel and like other accessories. They had like 12 different things from AFTCO there and everything else was tackle.
No, it was crazy.
No, they had like 1/20th of their store was fishing other than
But, like,
tackle.
I had
But
legitimate
that was
heart-
rods and apparel.
Yeah, it was
like
crazy.
I had heart palpitations.
Yeah, 80% of the store was, and it's an old Kmart. Like it was
I thought
obviously an old
Yeah,
Kmart.
I thought we were going to like a Pomida
Yeah.
of tackle stores.
I mean, I will not lie. When we stopped there and it was like, yeah, let's go in here. Like we actually bypassed it the first day. We're like, let's go find all these cool.
I'm
bait
so
shops.
glad we went past it the first day.
Yeah.
You know how expensive it would have been if Jesse would have gone there 3 times? Like, I don't know if he told Brandy, like, but, you know, I mean, like, my basket.
She's watching. She knows now.
Well, she's seen the vlog too. She's seen my basket in the vlog. Mike tried hiding his basket in the vlog, and then we just gave up. And then I shook mine, and it sounded like, it was not good. And then Juice
sounded like dollar coins bouncing against each other.
Yeah, when you go buy 30 crankbaits at $15 a piece. I mean, $1 a piece.
Yeah,
What,
but don't sell them for that, honey.
No.
They'll be worth more if I die. You know how that works?
we had really good coupons. We had really good coupons, like 99% off coupons.
I was actually surprised at how well I held myself together.
I was wondering whether or not you felt okay because that was like 3 out of 3 tackle shops in a week that you and I went to together where I outspent you, and that's never happened before.
If my wife is watching, she's super proud of me.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty limited.
$300 goes so fast there. Yes, it does. It's like, I like that one. And it's like, here's the peg. It's just like, and
Well,
that one looks good.
Do you have any more?
And then
of
like
these in
I
the
walk
bag?
over
Yeah.
to Jesse and I'm like, I really like that one. He's like, well, I got 3. I'm like, well, can I have one? Well, I normally get 3, but I suppose that'll help me only get 2. So he gave me one.
I was just going to mention that Mike actually helped me save some money, but then he also helped me. I was able to buy more colors because I was just picking up 3 of every one. It's $45, $50 a crankbait by the time you grab 3 of them off the thing. And Mike's like, if you get 1 or 2, you can try them out. Well, come to find out, the one crankbait that we bought one of
Was
was
working.
one of the hot crankbaits. So,
Well, you
but,
got 2 of them. I only got 1.
I did buy 2. That was probably the one you stole out of my basket.
It was.
Yeah, but you can't buy just one color. One of every color. You got to buy more than one. Otherwise, you'll have the kids fighting in the boat.
No, that was a pretty incredible place. There's no doubt about that. Oh man.
Do you think it would take being next to a Great Lake for a tackle store like that to survive?
No.
No, because their online presence is supposedly pretty big.
Right.
I think
But I mean, like, would that work in Grand Forks? Would that work in Fargo? Would that work?
Fargo, maybe. Grand
Really?
Forks, no.
Huh.
I think
Would it survive in Devil's Lake?
We're kind of on the gateway to Lake of the Woods and Devil's Lake, though. Like, if it was in the right location, I think you could make it work.
I think it would
Right.
be closer to the Twin Cities because of the bass fishing.
right. That's
What's that?
what made up 75% of that store.
Never heard of her, Jess.
Yeah,
Never heard of her.
She sounds hideous.
Jesse, I thought we were friends because we both had an affliction for the
I think
brown
Mark
and green
just thinks
fish.
we're stupid, but really we're just having fun, and maybe he thinks we're stupid funny. That's what we'll
I think
go
he
with.
spelled stupid.
I do not discriminate when it comes to fish.
Attaboy. I do.
I don't either. I just
Yes, you do. You literally talk shit about me bass fishing almost every time we
If it
talk.
doesn't start with a W, he doesn't like it.
I like crappies,
Oh, I mean,
Yo,
bluegills,
white crappies.
white crappies are fun.
Crappie fishing on Wednesdays.
Weekend fishing trips.
Weekend crappie fishing.
That gives me more.
I just don't like fishing bass on Tuesdays.
So
okay?
when's your vlog dropping?
I also don't like fishing.
tomorrow.
Bass, so don't bite.
I actually just uploaded it. I want you guys. I'm going to send it a link over to you guys to watch it because I just edited it and I want to make sure everything in there is okay. I took out all the profanity, so there isn't that much. I'm just kidding. No, I just wanted you guys to take a look at it. It's my first one that I'm doing, and I'm editing myself. So
Oh, sounds like fun. I know. I mean, because we get to relive it. That's what was fun about watching the episodes. Like, there's so much that didn't make it because there was so many fish, so many good times that it's like we could have cut that into 2 episodes pretty easily.
oh.
We probably should have.
So the
Oh, yeah.
first thing, so I got on the podcast late tonight. And so before I was going through and I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't put the bidet stuff in the vlog. The very first thing you guys are talking about when I pop onto the podcast is the bidet. I'm like, oh.
There's no filter on the podcast. No filter.
There's some
No.
filter.
Well,
So the version that you guys see, there'll be an extra couple of minutes in there that'll be talking about the bidet I'm going to add in the morning. So
Hey, Luke, right now, crappies, if I was looking for crappies in a lake, I'd find, so not in the shallowest of shallow water, but like those crappies are a little bit, I would say 5 to 6 feet of water right now on the edge of weed lines because they're still, I don't think, quite there. If you're looking for bluegills, they'll be a little bit shallower, I think, at this point. But those crappies are going to be, I would target 5 or 6 feet of water. Did I miss the broken chair story, David? All we said is we had a mishap. The chair, my tailbone still hurts.
yeah, I took that out of the vlog too because I was like, better not have that in there.
Yeah, we haven't really talked too much about it just because it was Dad's fault more than anything, probably.
Yep.
You were
And-
sitting on top of the chair.
I was looking over.
If anybody
Travis,
wants-
to be fair,
if
So it's
anybody
Travis's-
if
so you're
anybody
saying
wants
it's
to hear what
Travis's parents'
Kovash
fault.
said to Mike, which is hysterical, I'm not going to say it. Call Mike, Thor, or me, and I will tell you all about what Pat said because it is freaking hilarious.
yeah, he basically said something about touching both sides of my butt.
All right, and on that note, we are getting close to our maximum upload length.
Really?
Yes,
That's a
Wow.
thing, huh?
it is.
What's the length of that?
Hour and 45 minutes.
Well, where does it say where we at?
We're an hour and 26.
Oh, we got 20 minutes, boys.
I know
Let's
this is my warning.
Say,
Like, hey, we're getting close.
I did not put my Snapchats in there either.
roll. Oh.
So
The ride home Snapchats.
You got it.
So
Hey.
my thought on that is I thought they were funny, and it's your brand. You go ahead and put whatever you want in there.
Whatever you want. We're
thought
just gonna
they
be
were
like,
comical.
ooh.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an ew. I'm fast forwarding.
Yeah.
There's got to be a disclaimer because it was fake. It was pretend. I was having fun. After 14 hours of driving, you get the giggles.
Oh, for completely.
There
I mean,
No,
to
no.
be honest, I don't think we stopped laughing for 7 days.
No.
There was a point during your Snapchat chronicles that I asked, like, Jesse's not actually that crazy, right? Like,
Yeah, he did.
like this is
Yeah,
one of the
Thor-
first times I've
Thor's
met
like,
Jesse.
have
So
you? And like, Thor's like,
Like,
have
how well do you
looked-
know Jesse?
Yeah, he basically said that when we were driving. And I'm like, I haven't watched my Snapchat because I'm driving, and my beautiful wife Laura, who I love very much, doesn't want me to check Snapchat while I'm driving. Let me look. And I was like, there's no way that's real. Oh, he's drinking it.
but I was like, well, I mean, maybe.
But the problem is you drank it too willingly.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, it was peach mango crystal light, and Brandy goes to me. She goes, if that was real, you need to go see a doctor. It's way too bright orange.
Well, to be fair, your wife is in the medical field.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm still laughing about stuff that happened.
I'm not kidding. Yesterday was the first time that I woke up and was like feeling comfortable that I wasn't like in pain from laughing. Because I got to that point.
What did obviously you talked to Jesse? What did he think of the trip? That was his first trip out there too.
Sam Bogle was dry heaving.
Who did you just ask that to, Mike?
You. How did
Juice.
Juice like it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's I think he's still floating. Of course, he gets back to work and he's extremely busy, and
Yep.
he's excited. We've talked a couple of times, and he thought it was amazing. It was first time doing an episode as well too. And then
You could tell that he was a little nervous day 1. Day 2, he kind of came out of his shell, and day 3, he was like, "All right, I'm with the boys."
It's like this.
Yeah.
Look at me. This is my show
I'm with
now.
the boys. I don't necessarily get nervous with the camera, but I don't I feel like Will Ferrell. Like I don't know what to do with my hands. Like if you watch the episode and Dusty's interviewing Mike and Mike's talking about, what crankbait we're using or what we're doing or where we're at. And I'm like literally like, oh no, I'm in the camera. Oh, shit, I'm in the camera again. And I'm just like bobbing and weaving behind Mike. Like, what am I? And I just want to stand there and go, I don't know what to do.
you don't hide very well.
Like, no. Oh, yeah. Hide this. Like, for real. Thor sent me a picture that Dusty took. And it's like me and Thor, Mike behind us. And like me and Thor are sitting there like this, like, because we're probably going 85 miles an hour in the rocket ship. The wind is pushing, so you can definitely see our nice set of man boobs that we have.
All I saw in that picture was my flow.
And Thor's like, who ordered the beef? Like, literally, I mean, it was a perfect, comment for that photo. But
It was hilarious going back and watching the progression from the first day of fishing. I mean, I hadn't ran planer boards. I'm not even joking, for probably 10 years, right? I just don't run them as much because I downrig when I'm on Lake of the Woods if I need to run crankbaits. And so you could tell the first day we got 4 lines out. We're like celebrating, high-fiving. We get 6 lines out, and all of a sudden we get to Saturday late in the afternoon, and then on Monday we got 9 lines going, just cheating death with the tangles and everything out there.
Dad didn't let us run more than 8.
yeah, he actually cut us down to 6. We had a few
Yeah,
messes.
the first day it was so bad. Like I was like, all right, guys, we're running 6. Nobody touch.
He's like,
anything.
is there anybody else in here that's a Suzuki Pro? No? Okay. We're getting rid of 2 planer boards.
Oh, it was terrible. It was like every single time I was like, all right, we're done.
So
6 boards, nothing more. And then the next day we like had it going on, and I'm like, all of a sudden I snuck 2 boards out, and they're like,
no, you didn't even start with boards though. You just started with just straight up down rods right off the side of the boat.
I started with that to see if they could handle it. And
you were like,
progressed up to the 8 boards.
No, you weren't even gonna let us handle it. You said it. You were like, these 2 are mine.
Let me get the Snoopy poles for you boys.
Like these 2
That's
rods,
what it
these are
was,
dad's.
too. That's what
These
it
are
was,
dad's
too.
rods.
I said nothing.
I mean,
Yeah, you had the rubber
non-verbal-
lures. We had like dummy lures. We were casting and reeling and casting.
We had
and
no
reeling.
hooks.
And he's like, "Do you want to take this one?" We're like, "Sure, Dad."
So to go back to your like trying to hide from the camera thing, there was a point where I needed to relieve myself. And during that process, Mike caught a nice fish. And there is a clip of me like trying to pull my bibs back up. It is in the episode. Me like I've got my bibs around my ankles, turn around, realize Mike is hooked up to a fish, and I'm like, do the bibs go down or do the bibs go up? They need the net. Bibs are going up.
Robert's got a good question. He says he's never used boards. What's the benefit versus downrigging? Downrigging, you're close to the boat. You're just going straight down. The boards allows you to get more lines out and spreads them out away from the boat, because when you get into that clearer water, when you go over the top of these suspended walleyes, they'll scatter. And so what you're trying to do is trying to get your rigs out farther away from the boat. And I've kind of, feared using boards because I thought big crankbaits and boards. Come to find out, I'm using big deep diving crankbaits with 2-ounce, 3-ounce snap weights on them, and they're working just fine. Getting these crankbaits down deep. So the biggest difference that I see when I'm using them is getting your baits away from the boat, and you're able to troll 8 lines and pretty successfully as well.
I mean,
They are pretty cool.
You can even use them with lead rods, anything like that. It's really just think about. For me, like I use them on Lake of the Woods as well. It's only 1 line per person, so I get 4 guys in the boat. I'll run 2 rods right off the boat, and then I'll run 2 rods with the planer boards, just because you're spreading your bait out a little bit. Like I don't put them like on Lake Erie. We were 300-400 feet away or more from the boat with our far boards. On like Lake of the Woods, I'll put them out 40 feet from the boat. It's just to spread that out. You're going over a big pot of fish. If I'm using a shorty rod and another rod and it's right off the side of the boat, I'm only getting about 6 feet maybe difference between where my baits are running in the water column or beside each other, where if I'm spreading them out, I'm hitting possibly 2. I'm not fishing the same fish. It's the same thing I do when I'm ice fishing. I love fishing with my friends, but I hate fishing next to my friends, because we're both fishing the same fish.
It's a good thing we're buddies then.
I was just gonna say that. He lets you fish right next to
Friend or
him.
buddy.
Like we've shared an ice hole.
I mean, I enjoy it, but I hate it because I don't like competing for the same exact fish. You can catch more fish if you spread yourself out. Same concept goes with these boards.
What are your
And
thoughts
like
on
Jesse-
sharing headphones?
Not a fan of that either. But like Jesse said, clear water is a big reason why a lot of people use boards. Get it away from the boat, because you can actually see these fish on Erie streaking down when the boat, like I was showing these guys, I'm like, watch when we go over, they'll just streak straight down to the bottom. These fish get spooked by the boat. So we want to get this stuff away from the boat, especially in this clear water. Plus you're able to run multiple rods out each side of the boat. And it's a invaluable tool, especially in clear water, and especially when you can run a lot of lines.
So Chad, there's a couple of good questions. Chad asked what line. I was using 10-pound mono, I believe. You were using the same thing, I believe, as well too.
Yeah, I use 10-pound or 12-pound XT is what I run with my boards. Some guys run braid. It kind of slips through those deals a little bit. But in the situation we were in, that 10-pound XT or 12-pound XT is what I run mostly. Can you run planer boards up by yourself, or you need
Watch the vlog tomorrow.
Let me
Yeah.
answer this one. Dave, if you were Suzuki Pro Mike Olson, you can probably get away with running them by yourself. But if you are Son Thor and Son Travis, you absolutely need 3 people.
Fun fact about being a novice fisherman: if somebody tells you to grab a long rod,
Oh, yeah.
and there's like a closet full of rods. Okay. So there's a grippy part of a fishing rod, and a long rod has a longer handle.
Yeah, took you a while to figure that out.
Well, yeah, absolutely it did. She's like, "Oh, grab me one of the long ones," and I'm like, "Well, they're all kind of."
The
So-
short
But I had
Suzuki
no
is
idea.
2 feet taller than I am. Like these are all pretty long.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
they
what
were
your
all
wife
pretty long.
expects,
Yeah.
but, like,
My advice to you, if you're running planer boards by yourself, is to get a rod that is not super long. Use like an 8.6 trolling rod or 8 foot, 7.5 foot, something you can lift up and grab at the same time. Because the biggest thing is the biggest way you'll lose fish with a planer board is allowing that slack in the planer board. So you're always trying to get out there and just clip them so you're not jumping that line and losing slack.
And if you do the twist, and you can pop that free.
These guys the twist trick, and it works.
technically,
So-
you showed Jesse it. I just noticed you showing Jesse it, and then I
Oh.
started putting twists in. And like 3 days later, I was like, "Hey, why am I putting a twist in this line?"
If you watch the vlog tomorrow night, you'll notice that I caught Juice a couple of times off guard. He was up in the front of the boat eating snacks, and so I had to take the planer boards off myself, and I made it a point to give him crap about it.
So
I think that
So
was the
there-
best comment of the whole trip. Was like day 2. Thor's like, "I just love fishing with dads because they always bring snacks."
hell yeah,
I mean, we had cheese sticks and beef sticks and crackers and chips.
jerky and
Oh yeah,
all
we had
that
a whole
kinda
meat
stuff.
and cheese tray the one
Yeah.
day. Summer
we
sausage,
literally had a meat and cheese shake.
5 different kinds of cheese. It was good.
You know what? You know what I get when I go fishing with my buddies that are bachelors? Like we might have a bottle of water. Shoot, we go out.
Not us dads.
we go a couple kinds
No.
of cheese trays, like 4 different kinds of drinks, like some chips.
We had frosted animal crackers, we had raisins, we had sandwiches, we had chips,
The fish gods were happy.
Yeah,
Laffy Taffy.
fish gods were happy.
See, my fish gods
Yeah,
accept.
Thor threw half. I mean, like a true child, he threw half of his food in the lake.
He's like, "I
Every
give
time
this
he'd,
to
like, take a
you,
bite, he's like,
fish gods."
god. Fish god.
But I'm not gonna
yeah, and
lie.
almost every time
We
as
caught
soon
a
as I-
fish within 5 minutes of him throwing something
5
over the boat.
minutes.
My fish gods respond very well to jerky, beer, and crackers.
And snakes.
As do I.
That's because I wish, honestly, we should have ran like 4 GoPros in each of these boats in the cabin continuously because, well, first we'd have to put it on OnlyFans because of everything that happened. That'd be the only place that would allow us.
We
to,
would be.
it was not
demonetized
pornography.
right
It
off.
was
No,
just
it was just language sometimes with the jokes.
Dylan, we are starting a 5-minute Friday series, and we will be.
just kidding.
Okay, I mean, settle down. I mean, you're the talent here, but we're going to do an entire trolling series where Mike is going to share 97% of his trolling knowledge.
I will share everything but the stuff I don't want to share.
97%, because the people gonna need to know.
Wow.
Well, did you guys talk right away about friend or buddy? Because I'm trying to figure out what I am here.
We started the whole podcast with "Hello, friend or buddy."
Shoot, heck yeah, friend or buddy.
And
Shoot, heck
then-
yeah, friend or buddy.
Because I'm trying to figure out. So when we were in one of the tackle shop, Mike goes to me. He looks at me. He goes, "If you don't have one of these in your tackle box, you need one." So I'm hoping that's a friend.
That's friend level.
That's got to be close to a friend level, because Mike
Okay.
did not say that to me.
Okay.
So that's like I'm definitely on employee
Listen,
level.
here's the honest truth. If I would have said that to either of you guys, you'd have been like, "Why?" Well, Jesse understood what I was saying to him.
Hey,
I mean-
I asked you, I said, "Mike, do I need to buy anything?" And you're like, no.
No, I'm not saying you should buy anything. I'm just saying if I walked up to you and handed you
Mainly
something,
because he didn't want to have
No, listen,
another
this is how it would
conversation
go.
with somebody that has no
Travis-
idea.
Zepco 33.
box, you would look at me and say, "What tackle box?"
What? Oh,
So it didn't make sense.
what?
And Thor, if I walked up to you and said, "You have to have this your tackle box," you'd be like,
I don't walleye fish for fun.
I probably would have looked at you and been like, I just gave you a 3,600 tray of flicker shads.
And
I don't
actually,
think I need troller.
Thor
trolling bait.
actually admitted that he had fun walleye fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
I mean, the first day he's like, think I can catch some bass in here?
Yeah.
And that immediately went away day two.
immediately
Never heard
pissed me
another
off.
word about it.
I
True walleye
Quit talking
slayer.
about bass.
like I said, I mean, he's not prejudiced towards any fish except for bass.
We're not talking about bass right now. One day we might, go off for 5 minutes and let you talk about bass fishing.
I had enough fun walleye fishing on Lake Erie in that 2090.
That you will go again next year.
Oh yeah, if you invite me.
I'm going.
But like beyond that,
you
no.
going next year?
I don't.
When
Hopefully the bathroom's there.
when I went to Kovash to pick up my boat, I legitimately asked him a series of questions that would have led to me buying that 2090 from him. Like I went beyond the, hey Mike, you think I should buy that 2090? Like that conversation where nothing ever happens to like, I legitimately looked into some options that would lead to me owning a Warrior 2090.
I am very impressed with that boat, though.
That boat was awesome.
Say, Thor, we're at a minute, 1 hour and 43 minutes and
I
20
was just
some
gonna say we're getting close. So
Is it going to cut us off?
no, but I can't upload anything beyond that to our other platforms.
Oh.
So one thing that I would like to do is I would like to tell everybody here, Jesse was not planning on being here. So I'd like
So
everybody
thank
to
you.
thank Jesse for getting the, hey Jesse, I'm sending you.
Thanks, friend.
Ooh, whoa.
Jesse got the, hey, I'm sending you a link. We pull him up. He's got the Northland hoodie on. He has a camera
You
and
didn't
microphone
see him
and stuff ready.
change halfway through his whole thing? Because
Shut
I
up.
noticed that.
Shut up. We're pretending.
We
But
got
Jesse,
less than a minute here.
Jesse was on the spot, ready to go. To
Like
join
his
the
wife
podcast.
said, is he ever not by a camera?
It's
So
true.
we're going to continue this, but if this is the end of this
Yeah,
for
we
this-
will have a Jesse Tintus exclusive podcast in the next.
No, but
2
we're
weeks.
not going to leave this at 1:45. Here it goes. It's going to go in a minute. Whatever. We're going to continue to talk. We'll ask questions. We haven't really asked if anybody has any questions. Just want to make sure. I don't want to get off
I
and
know.
then because there's been a ton of questions about Lake Erie. There's been a lot of questions about spring fishing. There's been a lot of questions going on. We do this podcast to answer some questions as well, and that's why we do it
Yes, we do.
live. So once this, thanks, Jesse. Yeah, see, people are happy that you came on.
I'm glad Jesse came on.
Really? Oh.
Okay. Well, so if we're gonna do this, you answer questions.
Yeah.
I need to go handle something quick.
Okay. Well, we'll stay on here for a little bit. If anybody's got any questions at all, please ask. I'd love to answer anything that you guys may have, no matter what it is. If it's Lake Erie, Lake of the Woods, fishing opener coming around, North Dakota ice, everything like that. We'll see if we can answer them for you. So, but it's been a fun night talking about that trip. It's been nonstop talking about it to everybody since we got back. It's one of those places everybody wishes they would have gone in their life. So get out there, enjoy it. It's a very intimidating place until you get out there and you just kind of forget about it.
Yeah. No, it's intimidating.
Well, I sent Mike a message. I'm like, we talked on the phone. I was like, hey, you're going to be, and I've got a 20-foot boat, but I'm like, I know Mike, if he gets into tournament mode, he could be going 80 across the lake. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with you because, well, anyways, I was intimidated because I didn't know what I was
Glad I
getting.
had the tiller.
It doesn't help that there's like shipping container barges, like, a mile away from you, just like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is intimidating, but the biggest thing I told people is I like to go, like if I'm going to Lake Erie, which I did, I'm going to go with somebody who's been there 7-8 times like Mike has, and to get a little bit of guidance. And I like the fact that safety is important to Mike as well too, because when it was windy and the waves were too high, we didn't go out. We make the best of it. We had fun. We laughed a lot. We ate some
Breakfast.
amazing food. Oh,
I mean, what do you? My biggest thing is when it gets as bad as it was, we could have gone out there. For one, there was boat swamping that day, I've been out in some of the worst stuff people have ever fished in, and I don't learn. First off, every time I go fishing, I want a couple things to happen. I want to enjoy myself for one. I want to learn something for two, and I want to fish effectively. And you can't do that when those conditions are that. You can learn how not to do all that stuff, and I've done it too many times. I've been that guy that's like, we're here to fish, we're going fishing, and ruin stuff and wreck stuff, and really just was the point of the trip that you're just like, what were you thinking? Fishing the National Walleye Tour, and we're out there pre-fishing. We have 5-6 days to get out there and do something. So you try to learn something every day. And we would push ourselves into that stuff. And I figured it out through the last 4 years of doing the National Walleye Tour that I'm not learning anything these days. In fact, I'm probably screwing with my head more than anything, because I've probably learned something the 3 days prior to this big blow day. And now I'm out here on this big blow day, not learning anything, because these fish aren't going to be set up the way they will be on the normal days that you're fishing. The things just aren't going to happen. So in my head, if it's not a day that they would send us in a tournament, it's not a day I'm going to go out, And there were small craft advisories. They were big. The buoys were saying 11 plus feet. Yeah, those are big waves. That's not anything we want to be out.
Yeah, and then people were out being stupid and getting swamped. So then the next day we had a blow day. The Coast Guard was at the landings. It was what we heard, telling people that you're not going out on the lake, because some people just think that they're going to go out there, and it's not a good idea. Chad Smith just asked, why are the big fish, the walleyes, suspended in that deep water on Erie when they're coming in for spawn?
So, Chad, the first thing I would look at is there's a really cool map out there that shows like the walleye migration that happens in Lake Erie. And these fish are moving towards their spawning grounds, to the reefs, to the rivers, and everything like that. So in giant pods, and there's bait fish all over this system. And they obviously, we all know as walleye fishermen that the fish that are higher in the water column are eating. So they're spread out throughout the water column, but we're really targeting the most active fish. So I'm always trying to make these fish come up when we're fishing Lake Erie. And for me, that's why I target the fish that are up in the air, not up in the air, but up in the water column, is because I'm 9 times out of 10, those are going to be the fish that are going to eat and be more willing to eat. So that's, I think that's in any body of water that you're at. If you've got them suspended up and down the water column, you got to try to catch those fish that are higher, because those are the ones that are up there for a reason. And more times than not, they're up there to eat. So that's my reasoning for it.
And we talked about the blow days. We utilize that time to retie, because you catch a lot of fish, you get some frayed line and what have you, retie. And then we also found out that the way the fish were biting is that the tattle flags were important. So we added tattle flags to our planer board. So we used that time to kind of regroup and make ourselves even more successful the next time out on the water.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if we talked about this while I was gone, but I just shared a link in the comment sections as the Fish Addictions channel about the tagged walleye map from Lake Erie.
Super cool.
Where it shows, when they tagged all the fish in 2016, it shows that migration pattern and shows why we were where we were when we were.
I think that was like one of the first things I wanted to show these guys, because all these fish from the whole system kind of moved to one side of the lake. And it shows like the migration that happens with these tagged fish and what all goes on. It's very, very interesting. I find myself searching it out all the time. Every time I think of Lake Erie, I go back. It's the same map over and over and over again. But
it's cool to
really,
see
really
hundreds
cool.
of blue dots on the west side of that lake.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge lake. And the fact that so does that mean that all of the walleyes are on the west side of the lake right now?
The majority of them are over there.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
And like even to the point where I've listened to presentations on Lake Erie and guys that know a lot more about this lake than I do. And they've even got a single fish that is within like 24 hours of itself on the same, within feet at the same time, 24 hours apart from year to year. That's just crazy that the things, I always tell people, like, they're like, oh, you know so much about walleyes. I was like, honestly, the more I know, the less I feel I know, because there's so much that happens and we don't give these fish probably enough credit. But Owen says, will you ever fish the Mississippi River? Absolutely. I will be the first to admit I am a terrible current fisherman.
And film a show.
I just, yeah, I mean, I would film a show for sure. It's something I want to work on. I like to take my weaknesses and turn them into learning.
And there's, for anybody that's familiar with the Costa Bass series at all, there are a few pros that share sponsors with us
Hijacked.
that I have reached out to because they will be on the Mississippi River.
You say Mississippi or Missouri?
Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love the Missouri River.
So they will be fishing the Mississippi River for a tournament. And if they are up there,
I like the Mississippi River too. I've had some good days on the Mississippi, but it's not like one of those where I can just drive down and I'm just those guys that are quote unquote river rats, just they make you look stupid on these bodies of water. I mean, they just know the current seams, they know all these different places these fish are at. It would take me hundreds and thousands of hours to figure out what these guys know, and you're at a total disadvantage right away because the rivers, the way they fluctuate up and down, and different current seams happen here, and there's this back bay over here where when the water gets to this level, I mean, these guys know these rivers in and out. And
Yeah.
so they'd be like
to
mine
have a
and
very
Travis's grandpa.
successful, what's that?
They'd be like mine and Travis's grandpas.
Yeah.
We should
if your
run
dad-
down, whether you film or not. We should go to the Missouri this summer.
Oh, it's fun. I love the Missouri River.
Go grab my uncle who lives on it and make some fish. Not bass.
Do we have to grab him or will he just come in the truck by
We'll
himself?
kidnap him.
Oh, I'm here for it. Not above it. Not above it.
I don't see any more questions coming in. We had a good audience all night, 50 plus people
guess
for
that's
the
not-
most part.
I guess that's more of a statement than
No
a question.
free rods.
No free rods, but that's
Sean,
all right.
we can
I
go
am
bass
excited
fishing.
to get those out, though. We'll talk more about those as they come. We're supposed to get more in here.
Do I get
um,
any?
If you're a good boy,
Does Travis get any?
if he's a good boy.
Travis,
But like,
we need to be on our best behavior
I-
before Christmas.
what trips are on the menu? I mean, I'm
Damn.
going next weekend. I'm going to go up and sturgeon fish on the Rainy. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to try to sneak Jake out. He might have a basketball tournament, but we're going to go film sturgeon on the Rainy. It's a really, really good time. Devil's Lake is one of my favorites. I'm going to go down and fish with the guys from South Dakota here one of these weeks here as well. We went out filming with them this winter, and they invited us back down. And but we're gonna do some hunting. We got some rain, so we got the mat tracks on. And we're gonna go do a little mudding for some snow geese here soon.
I can't wait because you have to work, and I get to take one of your trucks, your trailer, and your Ranger, and I get to go tear stuff up. I'm so excited.
Oh, you're
There will
crazy.
be nothing left.
The
I
tracks
thought we
will be
got
left.
rain,
Yeah,
so I'm
tracks
kind of
will be left.
happy. It won't be a dusty.
Oh, we
field.
needed
We'll be able to
rain.
rip up
We needed
we'll
rain.
be able to rip
Oof.
up the fields a little bit.
But
Respectively rip up the field.
but also Fort Peck is a plan
Fort
for the
Peck,
summer. since
we had a
got
big trip planned out to Fort Peck this winter. It totally fell through on us.
5 a.m.
Honestly, I'm okay with it because
because you get to help me catch 3 PB pike.
Robert Rodriguez got a sturgeon on the river. We were just talking about the Red River today, and catching sturgeon on it. Like, we literally at my landscaping business, and Sean's actually
Talk about,
on
See you
here
later, Sean.
talking about
you have no idea what he's talking about.
What?
You have no idea what you have no idea what WZ stands for. You know what I'm talking about. Sean says, squad needs me on WZ. Boys going to play COD. Boys going to play Call of Duty.
no Xbox. My kids don't.
He's
I
on that.
don't,
He's got that
nobody.
Nintendo Switch, though. He can play Apex.
My kids have a Switch. I don't even know how to turn the stupid thing on.
He doesn't need to see that side of me.
I'm not watching movies via the internet with you boys.
But 5 a.m. tournaments. Fort Peck is on the cards for this year. I would like to go up to Minocqua and do smallmouth and muskies
That'd be fun.
if we can time that out right.
It's going to be a different summer because with most summers, Fish addictions kind of slows down and we kind of more concentrate on ice. Well, we're kind of flipping it a little bit. We're going to be doing the AIM series this year. We're not fishing the National Walleye Tour. Love fishing that tour. It's not working out dates wise. And just so we're fishing the AIM. We're going to do that hard. I'm fishing with my uncle for the most part. He'll be doing the championship and one or two other ones with me. And other than that, I'm going to be fishing with somebody else. I'm not sure yet. But we're going to fish that series hard. I might fish one or two in North Dakota. I'm probably going to fish a few extra ones up in Lake of the Woods. It's my favorite lake to fish, favorite lake tournament fish on, and go from there. But yeah,
You already know I'm a quick learner, and
I'm not fishing a tournament with you. It's not because I don't like him. It's because he would hate me after it.
I don't think I would.
I think he would.
But you would think that
Is that why do people think I'm not approachable coming out right now?
Quit it.
Is that
But I think that you should have a conversation with Taylor about how I am during tournaments.
Minnesota Ames, David. You want to fish him with me? I know you're probably already fishing with someone. What's that?
You should ask Taylor about fishing tournaments with me sometimes.
You're too lax. That's the problem.
That's why I picked Taylor to be my partner. If I'm by myself in the boat, there's screaming, there's rod breaking. It gets weird fast.
not this guy? I'm just a collector of all things fishing.
You are
It's Mike's fault.
as of
Just
last
collect things. My wife would call it junk.
but as of last night, you are the official on-staff Fish Addictions comedian.
It's true. It's true.
Was that put in?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Because
I watch your own show.
I watched it.
yeah, Jesse is in
I
there as
previewed it.
Jesse Tintus. Yeah, but the graphics aren't in there.
Tintus Outdoors.
Yep. And then
Juice.
Jesse Mayland is in there as Jesse Juice
Jesse
Mayland.
Juice.
Tintus Outdoors.
B.R. Johnson.
Yeah, Jess sent that to me.
On-staff comedian.
Jesse, I did try and tag you in my Facebook post today, and it didn't bring your name up.
Did he block you?
Oh.
Are you banned?
Oh, come on.
So I guess now I'm a buddy again.
Nice cover. Nice cover.
No, I did.
All right, guys.
You want to call it? All right. I'm fine with it.
I gotta go snow goose hunting in like 4 hours.
Oh, poor
Are you
you.
leaving from here?
Yeah. Where was I gonna leave from? Like, I gotta go to Jamestown tomorrow to go snow goose hunting.
Ooh, quick, one thing. Did you get your flat tire fixed?
Huh?
Say that one more time.
Did you get your flat tire fixed?
Mine? Yes. Yes, I did. It cost me $52 at Big Jim's East Side Tire.
And he never thanked my wife for airing it up for him.
I haven't seen her since then.
She's probably watching right now.
Laura, thank you for inflating my tire for me while we were gone, so that when I got home at
I do have to mention
the ass crack of
when I was
actual
talking
dawn.
about my bank getting hacked, my bank account getting hacked.
Yeah.
My banker texted me, and I'm wiring his new bank right now. So Bank Forward did an exceptional job of fraud, anti-fraudulent.
Does anybody else have anybody they want to?
He texted me. He's like, "Just a bank for real."
All right, guys. This was episode 19, I believe.
We've done 19 episodes.
Yeah,
Jeepers.
Dang.
19.
Oh,
Dang,
and
Gina.
by the way, we are going to have a new set of fishing reports coming out next week, and everybody's going to love it. It's a new type of fishing reports. We're changing things
guest.
up here on Fish Addictions. A whole new guest is coming in. Fishing reports next week. What, Wednesday?
Yep.
Wednesday fishing reports every other week. I'm so excited.
I thought it was monthly.
we
Girl, I thought it was monthly.
you don't even know this person. So
I know. I've never heard of him or her.
him or her.
Other
before.
things that have been done recently is the Fish Addictions Classic Collection has been released on our YouTube store.
What is a classic collection?
Why don't you go to YouTube and find out? Click on the store button. I'll
I'm
give
going
you a
right now.
hint. Watch your own bobber. Or if you're a female, watch your own bobbers.
Watch your own bobber, friend or buddy.
Yeah, I haven't figured out a good way to get friend or buddy into the old t-shirt yet. But
I think he just did it. Watch your own bobber friender, buddy.
Okay, but literally nobody's wearing a T-shirt that has 97 words on it.
Jesse would. I would.
That's into our shopping. We're going to be here for hours.
Oh, are you giving us a preview of the vlog?
Oh, it was so Travis. He did that, girl. So we're in that store, and he comes walking up as I'm doing the vlog, and he pokes his head around the corner. Hey, girl.
Thor, why does the Fish Addiction Classic Collection die cut sticker? Why is it 4.21 yen?
I got weird location settings. Also, it's a euro sign. Dipshit.
Yen or euro, either or.
Oh.
I don't speak fluent currency.
How about you quit trying to hide yourself from the government and set your location settings?
Dude, I don't know how to do that.
All right, well, problem solved.
All right,
I'm
we're outta here.
I'm
Before
gonna
we
buy a
go-
premium tea for 21.16
Guys,
euros.
this is Fish Addictions, the real talk. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for asking questions. Watch the Lake Erie episode. Look for our new fishing reports coming next week, bi-weekly. We're going to get them out. We're going to make sure they come out. I hope you guys are really liking this live setting. We're enjoying it. Please hit that subscribe button on our YouTube. Follow us on all the stuff that we're doing.
We get to tuck
It's never
everybody in.
ending, but we're tucking everybody in the bed.
Night
tonight.
night, sleep tight.
Thank you.
Don't let the
thank
bed
you.
bugs
We've had
bite.
An awesome year of Fish Addictions. We're rolling into the summer. We're rolling into open water season, and we're gonna have a blast doing it. Thank you, guys.
And Jesse, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
as a
thanks,
very
Jesse.
last-minute guest.
Thanks, guys.
Jesse's vlog is coming out tomorrow. Make sure, Jesse, you should just go on this podcast and throw the link in it.
You should also send it to me so I can put it
Jesse
on the Fish
Malin.
Addictions page.
BDR. Good grief.
Good night, everybody. We will see you next week.
We out.
Later.